multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here this morning.
It's always a good time.
That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good.
Very good. Coming in hot. Jimmy coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh.
Good morning, America.
I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, where? Ginger.
Well, what's going on, good people? Welcome in to another edition of the baddest, the boldest, the realest, and the livest crew on YouTube. Yes, indeed, Braylon Lee, QGG9, Talk with Solana. We are here to talk about some Ready to Love. It's season 10, episode 11. Can you believe it? 10 seasons of this. Higher is waiting, low is available, but either way, we are live on tour. Let me tell you how this iconic intro here. Yes, indeed. Welcome in, everybody. We live. Q is making it do what it do in the gym. Nothing wrong with that. Getting it in, making sure we're all healthy mentally. Because we only got one life. Amen, somebody. Can I get a witness from the congregation? In the words of Stuart Scott, rest in peace to that brother. Q, GG, how y'all feeling?
Big dog, feeling amazing, man. Feeling amazing. Another day, another dollar, man. Another day, another deposit.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Always love you and good to hear from you. Gigi, welcome in, sister. Good to hear your voice as well.
Hello. Happy Sabbath, everyone.
Happy Sabbath.
Hope everybody has had a wonderful week. Has everything been good with y'all?
So far, so good. There was the first NFL game live on YouTube for free and had a watch party. But, of course, this is still YouTube, so it's blocked globally. Just, if you're going to put out a free game on YouTube and have a feature called Watch With where other content creators can stream it, everybody should be able to stream the content for free, damn it. Side note.
Don't worry, your voice is being heard. Your voice is being heard.
Say that again.
I said, don't worry, your voice is being heard.
Listen, because man, and like I said too, I like the fact that we can have free stuff like that, but make sure it's fair for everybody. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion on it. But besides that, I had a bit of a rough morning. I think it was Wednesday morning, but I am blessed. I had some great comedy today because, child, there was a content creator talking about Kelly Price. I'm just like, there's some Kelly Prices on YouTube, but on social media in real life. Ooh, not the Black Dance and Black Rocks and Black Imagination. To say one thing, but
I don't know what's going on with Kelly Price. What happened? Because listen, Kelly was that girl.
Well, she said that black women are some of the meanest people in the world, this, that, the third, and talked about, black women being DEI hires, where I'm like, child, are you a black artist?
Okay,
Or did you know,
wait a second. Listen, sometimes your voice is all you have. You don't have no mind. She might not be that bright, okay? Listen, your singing ability is where the bar stops.
I mean, I will say this. I think Jill Scott will sell out a concert before Kelly Price. Just keeping it book.
Well, yeah, if you look at the catalog, Jill Scott's catalog has more in it than what Kelly Price's does.
That part.
But
So,
I buy Beyonce ticket to see. What's the girl name? Jill Scott. Yeah. I buy Beyonce ticket to see Jill Scott.
I mean, if we all got in Hollywood,
nowadays, let's just be real. You go to a Jill Scott concert nowadays, you don't know if you're gonna get a concert, a peep show, a freak show, or spoken word. We don't know what's gonna happen.
Now, I told Miss Lee that the spoken word rehearsals and the peep show rehearsals are for me and her only. And she just felt such a way about the passion that I throw down that she wanted to display to the world. But I told her ass, I'm saying this lovingly, that's between us. You understand? Just like you got his crush, he's told his crush to keep things between them. But, sometimes our women are bold out here in these streets.
I ain't lying, bro, because the annihilation been tripping this. And she ain't even taking a phone call like she used to,
Listen, love is like the spirit. Sometimes it just makes you say amen, okay? And it makes you want to shout hallelujah, okay?
Did you get baptized this weekend, Gigi? I'm just asking a question.
Amen. Hallelujah.
You know what? I'm not about to play the piano with you. In the words of Melody Cherie, I'm not about to play the piano with your ass.
Somebody is ready. Somebody is ready and in love,
That part right there, to the point of the good show right here that we have. Welcome in, everybody. Glad to have you here. So this is Ready to Love Season 10, Episode 11. It is the final 4. I don't believe we have any pictures, but that's okay, because honestly, we are artists. You understand? Our mouth can make masterpieces. You understand? So.
My apologies, Braylon.
Oh, good.
If you would have sent me, I would have. Matter of fact, I might be able to do it real quick. I said I can try to do it real quick. Hold on.
Oh, if you can, that's fine. We can at least, talk about like what we at least opening reactions. You know what I mean? And this is the good thing that I love about our crew. We improvise, we flexible, but most of all, we always showcase love in every capacity. Because at the beginning, middle, end of the day, if we're not good, the content ain't gonna be good. So, pictures or not, we are still that fucking panel. Let's get that straight.
Definitely are. But hold on, I'm about to go out real quick, and give me a few minutes. Y'all go ahead and talk about it, and I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good, gorgeous. Love you as always. Talk soon. So as we are here, the final 4 men, Jay, Cam, Hussain, and Jay, Cam, Hussain. Cisco. Thank you, good sir. Cisco. And yes, we will be having a Rising Coffee commercial break coming up here soon, ladies and gentlemen. We're about supporting our black people around here. Amen. What did you think of the almost last time in the vault? I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, out of all of the gentlemen's lounges and ladies' lounges, now we've been reviewing the show for 4 to 5 seasons now, but I can only imagine from season 1 up to now, there's been many, lounges. But I have to say, the vault has become quite a character this season. What's your take on that?
No, I really thoroughly enjoyed the vault this season. Um, I really did like the camaraderie amongst the guys. Um, I think we only really had one hiccup, and that was with Frick. Um, he's taking Sahara. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean, the gentlemen were amazing. Different personality. Conversation was really good. Tommy left some good information. And the cool thing about the vault is, as a man, I feel like I'm a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I really do feel like my voice is heard, and it might not be through my voice, but just through the main reason from the other guy.
Exactly.
How man feel. You know what I mean? So it's
No,
really
for
cool.
sure. No, for sure.
To me, it really feel like we have our own vault every week when we get up here and we talk about it.
Yes.
Show amongst many other things. But we got two beautiful ladies along with us. To enjoy time and work.
Oh no, absolutely. I definitely feel that the episode wasn't over, and the episode could not begin until you hear that that crack and open up the vault.
Yeah.
Because it felt like a gateway to the start of the episode and the ending of the episode. It was like a mechanic that was necessary. And I'm sure that people are going to go by that vault at the end of the season. Hell, they probably been going by the vault all season. Because it looks like it's a private room of some sort. But very slick. I gotta give the location team their credit on that. But it seemed like for the final four, this was a time for them to really figure out what mattered to them, and this is where they got their assignment of it's time for the men to introduce the ladies to their families. And
one key word.
Say again?
I said not to cut you off, but one key word that really stood out that you just said was mattered to them. I guess phrase mattered to them. Because in this episode, it really shows you what mattered to the guys personally, dating a woman, and their take, what they're willing to deal with, what they're not willing.
Absolutely. I feel like Ready to Love is really, it's really like field day. You know what I mean? Whether you are in elementary school or it's adult field day, there's so many activities, but there's that one, peak event that closes out field day. And I feel like that's when you really meet the families, because as Bishop T.D. Jakes said, this is really the only time you ever get to choose the person who is in your life and who's a family member to you. This is the only time you ever had that option. So when you do date somebody, you're also dating the family. And I feel like most of the guys had a decent head on their shoulders about it. Although, do we really believe that there's any connections coming out of this? Maybe, maybe not. I sincerely don't know. But, I do appreciate the fact that even though it's a rush process, we do get to see the contestants' families, and these are their real family members. This ain't this ain't no selective. This person is coming over, into your side of the experience. Like, no, this is real life. These are my real family members. So if they don't like your ass, they're going to let me know about it. I'm gonna hear about it later on. Like, there's a frequency of a pulse that there's tangible things here. What do you think about that, Q? Because it happens on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, but it's not the same as Ready to Love because they are in the city of where these contestants live.
Bro, what it really showed was how good these guys vetted the woman. And I could, for the first time, understand why Cam had 3 women along the process. You know what I mean? I feel like at times it's a little bit selfish of him. You know what I'm saying? Not to really make his decision, but to carrying 3 women along the process. But I kind of see it pays dividends in this episode. Getting confirmation from family members means a lot. You know what I mean? So there's nothing more than hearing your family approve of the woman in your life. You know what I'm saying? Getting that, hey, I like her. She's good for you. Just hearing so much positive feedback. And from the four guys, I've never seen so much positive feedback from the family throughout most of the season. Um, I really feel like you might don't feel like, I think we got some connections brewing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially with Tay and Cisco, for her to sit there and him openly talk to her about what he's going through, and for her to say, you know what I mean, to accept it, bring it to the forefront when you talk with different friends and family members, stuff like that, to let them know where you come from. You know what I'm saying? How you feel. It was a great experience for me.
Absolutely, for sure. So with that being said, we get to Jay. He's the first person, and it's Kiara and Jay, and the family asked, how long have you known each other? The aunt said that, and they really haven't had a frequency to really engage like that, or in the words of Jay Pinkett Smith, have an entanglement energy to really be that deep with each other. So we know that Kiara is the only child and she's spoiled. The last relationship that she had was 12 to 13 years ago, and Kiara said that infidelity was the thing that did it, and the woman was like, "Yep, that'll do it." And Auntie is blunt, Q. I mean, Auntie is blunt. Like, listen, I don't like your ass because of how you carry yourself. And around here, we responsible for what we do. So to me, I'm just like, you know what? Black is a whole language, whether you down south or up north. You gonna have that auntie, you gonna have that uncle, you gonna have somebody in your family to have that mud to the damn DEA energy of being the voice of reason in the family. And when they asked, how do you feel about Kiara? Somebody said that look has been seen on Jay in a while, and that the kids have to get together. And then they talk about the trip, and Kiara is working on communication. And at the end of it, when Kiara left, Jay asked, how do you guys feel about Kiara? It was a thumbs up from everybody. How did you feel about that? Because it seemed to me that there was still a recovery process for what happened on the trip. But in the same token, it was nice to see that Jay, kind of got the grip and the gravity and the depth of the situation with his family. Seemed like he really cared that, oh shit, this is real. Kiara might be my person.
One thing about it, it's such a rush process. So it might even be a couple of days from the trip coming into that actual meeting with the parents. So, sometimes things take a little longer to get over with. So let's be real. And one thing I love about our Black women is they love it so much that, when sometimes things don't go as planned, and they might be feeling some kind of way towards you, you're going to feel it for a little bit until they get over it. But once they get over the situation, it's back to, the doors are open of love. You know what I'm saying? So it might still be on her a little bit, but I feel like she's working through to get over it. You know what I'm saying? Get over everything, her emotions, feelings. And Jay's giving her that space too. You know what I'm saying? That's which I find pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Her him giving her that space to kind of understand, for him to understand the magnitude of her decision. And then moving forward, she don't want it to repeat, what happened, because let's be for real. How many times you got away with something knowingly, and you didn't get in trouble for it, you didn't get the consequence for it, and you went back and did the same thing. So she's really trying to make sure it's not a repeat cycle. You know what I mean? So I think it is still kind of fresh, and to be there, but I feel like they're gonna work through it.
No, absolutely. And, I fully agree with you, Q, and Gigi. Welcome back in, gorgeous. We're talking about Jay and Kiara's date with the family, or the meeting of the family. And, what I really found comforting, and this doesn't happen on reality TV too much, it happens here and there, but the but the weight of, oh damn, okay, I gotta really bring the real here, was comforting, right? Because on reality dating shows and really on reality TV, you're selling the fantasy, right? So, for example, America's Got Talent, you're dealing with 20 other people. Realistically, there's a slim chance of you winning. But I think what keeps people engaged with reality TV is the storytelling of the fact that, oh my God, they actually are in the top 10. Oh shit, they actually could win this thing. Because it's the power of the unexpected. And so I think when it comes to Kiara, I think that her seeing that Jay has people that can humble him, and that there's a arc reactor of responsibility, that if I get in this thing, I won't be alone. I feel like that leveled off her insecurities about her and Jay. Because I still feel like she carried an air of, I still like him, but I just really don't know. But I still want to go for it, if that makes sense.
Bro, that makes 100%. You know what I mean? Because if I was in Kiara's shoes and, and the young lady decided for me to bring, she was gonna bring me around her family, and I see a bunch of dysfunction in the family, I'm gonna be very apprehensive. You know what I mean? Especially we had previous not so good interaction. But the cool thing about it is to see her as his family in that natural setting, relax, have a good time talking. It was very inviting for her. I think it made her drop her walls down and made her open up. Because we seen the side of Kiara there in that environment that we really haven't seen too much of her before. You know what I'm saying? And same for Jay. Jay was very lighthearted. He looked at her and very compassionate. You know what I'm saying? Like Buddy was saying, like, he had a smile on his face looking at him, So I really feel like the approval Jay got from his family soothed his heart for him to know, like, just like you said, this girl could be the one,
Absolutely. Very well.
Just
go ahead. I'm sorry, bro. No, I mean, it seems like we are peeking into just another day. It is Saturday, and they just having a little pool barbecue party, and we the invite guests. You know what I mean? So excellent commentary as always. Q, love you as always, brother. Gigi, what did you think about this gorgeous this meeting of Kiara with Jay's family?
Yeah, I thought it was definitely very wholesome. It definitely gave a different insight to Jay and actually showed like his upbringing, and the fact that his parents have been together for 25 years shows that he has been around a relationship and knows what it means to actually progress and grow and actually go through trials and tribulations together. So he has a good foundation that he's coming from, which I think is good for Kiara, and I really do see that they could be a good match. Her having to grow up and get over her, and it's hard. I'm gonna tell you, it's hard to, like, when you get mad, to kind of shut down. It's hard not to shut down. A lot of people do it. Sometimes even when you're the person who said you communicate the most, at times you can shut down too. It's it's a thing that happens. Yes, it's something that you need to grow and work through and get over, especially if you're going to be in a long-term relationship. You have to understand how to communicate. So for his aunt to be so straightforward, and his mom to let her know, like, hey, you're gonna have to get out of that. You're gonna have to learn how to communicate, talk things out. Don't just shut down. Don't just get quiet or run away, because that right there is going to cause the relationship to not even exist. So I feel like that was definitely a good meeting, a good start to the family meetups, I will say. So I like that, and I can actually see him and Kiara building, and his family being a strong influence, a positive influence on their relationship. And if things aren't working out, I feel like they're the type that will definitely say, whether it's him doing something wrong or her, they're gonna let it be known.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely like that.
No,
and I just want to say, real
Yes,
quick.
go right ahead.
These comments, I only read 2 of them, and I was like, "Oh no, we're not going here today."
Oh hell.
When I say,
Oh God.
like, yeah, we're gonna get into it, but today is going to be one. Let's just keep this in mind, okay? I've warned everybody ahead of time. This is not me commenting. I will be reading comments from other people, other viewers
Oh
who have
God. It's gonna be a
opinions,
bad
okay?
show. Oh my God. If you
Because
listen, Gigi is a disclaimer, but it is the length and the vitality cue of how she's given this disclaimer that's going to tell me, you, and everybody else these are about these comments, bro.
okay, listen here.
That's fine.
Simple.
Go ahead, start a
Okay,
pot. Start a pot.
listen, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little preview, okay? Here's one. This is the very
Okay.
first one, okay? I've never seen, this is from Pick Up Your Feelings, okay? Yes, I'm going to say who you are because you wrote it. So,
Damn.
anyway,
Bad. Okay.
Pick Up Your Feelings says, I've never seen an uglier group of men. And the only one that could kind of be attractive is broke as hell without a job. So, you know that means he's the ugliest of them all.
Damn.
The one thing about it is, the one thing about the internet is, you can say what you want to say, and hide. You know what I mean? You can throw it out. You can throw as many rocks as you want to, and nobody will know the hand it came from or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So for somebody
Right.
to sit there and say something like that, it's not really assaulting. It really says more about the person than it says about the objective. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah,
really
no,
kind
I
of-
agree.
Trust, they have a lot to say. And when I say that their second thing that they have to say, I feel like this person definitely has some struggles. You can tell. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it definitely speaks more about the person instead of you know.
Because remember that one season with that brother, and somebody came on and tried to attack him, and this, that, and the third. It was Alexis. Y'all know that season. And that sister tried to come up here. Keyword tried. She failed miserably, just like her whole existence is a failure. But with that being said, I said, listen, you know what? Let me send you the link from lightheartedentertainment.com for you going ready to love. And let's see how you do. And do y'all remember she shut down so quick? But I don't want to be on TV. I just had an opinion. No. That's not how that works. No. You had a whole opinion based on an inch of tape that was in a mile of a 60-minute episode. But you could be a whole problem out here, and we don't know about it.
And another thing is, one good thing about that negative comment is the beauty that you see in that picture. When you see Jay and his mom and his dad been together, I'm going to say 30 some odd years. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So how can you sit there and skip over one of the most beautiful things that you'll ever see in that relationship? You know what I'm saying? Because you all need something. You know what I mean? You skip right over there and say what you want to say. You know, are you trying to be hilarious and make a comment or whatnot? You might be. You know what I'm saying? But at the exact same time, love conquers all. And it really just did in this photo.
Yeah, because I mean, if we think about it, because like I said, they have more to say. And as I'm reading, like the next thing they say, it really does seem that they are about looks. Like it's really about like how a person looks. But that doesn't mean anything, because I had to tell someone one time, there are people who are disfigured, disabled, shaped differently, different colors. Everyone looks different, but that does not mean that they are not worth loving. That does not mean they are not deserving of love. That does not mean that they are not capable of being loved or having someone who loves them. There are people who are like that, who are married and have families and happy. You know what I'm saying? So when you got somebody who's superficial like that and what they see is the outside appearance instead of actually who a person is, it kind of speaks to their existence. Like it makes me question, like, what does your love life look like? Are you know what I'm saying? Are you happy where you're at? Like what is the reasons for the comments? Because like I said, it gets worse. Like she goes in on Rose, which we talked about Rose's natural beauty and how she doesn't have to wear makeup. Well, they have a comment about that, which I'm pretty sure y'all are definitely going to have something to say about this comment when I do read it later. But yeah, I feel like it's definitely a lot of judgment, but I feel like it's coming from a place of inward hurt. Like there's something inward right now. 'Cause like I said, yeah, judging by what they've said, yeah.
Why do I feel like every time the scripture of he or she who has not sinned cast the first stone, that's the scripture that's like raid for all the demons? But I mean, it's public. I got the right to have an opinion. No. Can you cast a stone? No. It can't. If we talk to your mama and dad, were you perfect? No. If you really sat with yourself, over yourself and by yourself, are you the closest thing to heaven in terms of your godliness and how you move? No. Okay, but yet you want to get upset about somebody dragging you, but you can drag other people. Okay, so it's cool when you do it, but it ain't cool when we do it. Okay, John.
Yeah, and for anybody that tries to come for us and say, well, y'all be talking about people. No, listen, we are equal opportunists, okay? Anybody
Facts.
and anything can get it. We talk about kids, grandmas, cats, dogs, rivers, lakes, ponds, buildings, buses. It don't matter what it is, okay?
Respectfully.
We comment on it. Exactly.
Absolutely
Respectfully.
And it's within a context. I think a lot of people forget, well, not with our panel, because I think that, we're definitely are legends for sure. But I think if you compare this panel to other panels, I think you'll find out that actually we actually give a lot of love, grace, and space over here. We have had people from the cast actually come on our panel. Like, may I bring up?
Yes, we have.
Relationship. And when I say relationship, I mean relationship in terms of content creator and cast member. That we've learned some stuff that other panels don't know, because Josh understands the container or the containers that we have of, unless social media relates to the fucking show, we don't talk about it. In the words of Karen Huger, who just got out of jail, we can only judge what you give us. And I sincerely believe we actually really do a good job of trying to make sure everybody is seen from the best light that they have shown or shined upon themselves. But if they submit themselves in darkness, we at least try to have a magnet flashlight on them. Do that.
And also,
okay, there's something there. No, go ahead, brother.
Not to cut you off, but we are not above reproof. You know what I mean? I remember one time when Chris came on the show from a couple of seasons ago, and we had a certain feeling about him. And I think he came on the show, and I forgot the other lady that came on the show, and they gave us a whole new light on their perspective, you know what I mean, where they were coming from, you know what I mean? So it's not like saying we are 100% correct, but this is our opinion. And if somebody who actually is in those shoes came and had something to say about it, we're way more welcome to, understanding their point of view, you know what I mean? So there's nothing saying that we're self-righteous or anything, you know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
Factual.
And anything and anyone that we say anything about, especially, the people from the cast, we welcome them to come on the show and speak. Like, say your piece. If you feel like we've said something that you didn't like, that you want to, respond to, feel free. Like, we have no problem. If you're in the comments and you feel like you want to hop up here because you feel like you have something to say, we will drop the link. We have no problem with that at all. Like, anytime, like, it's something and you feel like you really want to say it, because sometimes I don't like to type. So if you feel like that, say, hey, can I come up? I have something to say. We will go ahead and bring you up. You can say your piece. We'll drop you back down. We have no problem doing it.
And honestly, tell you the truth, and I think we can all say this because of the flow of our panel. We are the same people on this panel that we are off the panel when it comes to our group chat, but also too when we reach out to people. Like, we don't really have any smoke with anybody. We are the same damn people. So when you come up here, this is the same Braylon Lee, the same Q, the same GG9, and of course talk with Salah, who's saving the world, of course, Dr. Ucha. We're the same people. So whether it's a cast member or you, we give everybody that space. Because to put yourself on national television for other people's entertainment is not an easy fucking thing to do. It ain't. Even for us being content creators up here, to give of yourself 365 days a year, because it's 366 days a year in a leap year, not 265 days a year, Portia Williams. But with that being said, for us to give a piece of ourselves and still have a life is not easy shit. And let me tell you, one of the biggest people that I would not mind talking to is Janelle. Because even though I still 10 toes down hate what she did on her Instagram to those producers that gave her a shot, I don't wish hell upon the woman. She just got engaged. So the frequency of energy of these people is based on the show. It's not their totality, because they had a life before we ever met them, and we had a life before we ever met them. So the fuck?
All right. And we might not want the smoke, but we ain't afraid in hell. Trust and believe.
And we know that
we won't start it, but we'll finish.
Shit, the fire extinguishers and the water hoses down. Shit. We got each other up here, okay? But yes, indeed.
Right. Moving on. But yeah, this was definitely a great setup. I really like Kiara and Jay's dynamic, and I really do hope that they can get their selves together and move forward.
Absolutely same. So I think we're all good on this one, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay. Okay. So this next one here, this one is Hussain. So Rose thought she was gonna be by herself. But she's not. She's got Angie with her. And the one of them is a brother and the other one's a cousin. Angie, you know, her brother's her best friend. And, you know, Rose has had 3 relationships. And one of them was a friendship, rather, of 13 years. And they tried to make it work, but of course, sometimes some friendships are better off as friendships. Because it's one thing to deal with the fantasy of a friend in the container that you know them. But it's another thing to deal with them in a reality where, hold on a second, I know they grown, but I'm also responsible for that life that I brought into my life, right? So each platform requires a different energy. So the 17-year-old, Rose's son, 17 years old, plays ball. But then in the midst of meeting, Hussein's brother and cousin drops the ball, pun intended, of that the 17-year-old son's dad is incarcerated. I don't know his situation, this, that, the third. Angie, you know, she works at a nonprofit, getting her degree in therapy. We love people who can look like us, sound like us, and move like us in terms of mental health. So shout out to that. Because, child, we need more of us for us now more than ever. Can I get a witness from the congregation? Amen on that. But at nighttime, rather, she's a bartender. And the family liked Angie more than Rose. And, you know, I'll say this. I think that on this date, I will agree with the brother and cousin. It seems like Angie's frequency was a lot higher than Rose's. That's not to take away from Rose's femininity and her confidence in this, that, and third, because Rose has been a star throughout this thing. but it just seems like comfortability wise, it seemed like Angie was matching the energy of what was being served at the table. What do y'all think about this meeting of the family for Rose and Angie with Hussain?
Well, for me, I think with this date, starting out with Rose, she comes in with great energy. She has great vibes. She's, very bubbly, positive, and things seemed to be going good. But when it came to like real, questions, which it came to her kid's father, the relationship, that's when I feel like, and y'all can say whatever, but in a way, I'm very conflicted about Rose right now because I feel like her mask slipped a little bit. And I say that because the persona she's put off has been so great. But when it comes to that situation now, understandable, people's past, we don't know what happened. We don't know why she feels so strongly about not addressing it or having that even be a part of her story, because anybody that she's in a relationship with and she's going to be serious about should know that information.
Correct.
And I definitely can see where Hussain is coming from with the feeling of, whoa, this is definitely a shock. Yes. And why would you wait this long to say it? We've been vibing. They had the trip. She could have said it. She could have said it beforehand. He even brought up a time where I guess, Kiara had a situation and she let out the information about, I think it was her kid's dad. I'm not sure, but
yes. Which it was Kiara's business to tell, honestly.
And it definitely was. And I guess, and Kiara told it. But the thing is with Rose, when you're dating with intention, especially being, who you say you are, I feel like that definitely should have been a very important piece of information that should have been shared, especially to someone you feel like you have a connection with. And then she said something that also kind of took me aback, was the fact that the person that she was dating before didn't even know about her kid's father being locked up. And it's like, what is the big secret about it? What is it? Because if it's something that has is a harm to you, then the person that you're with needs to know so that there can be another level of protection. Because a person who truly loves you, they're going to protect you, period. But when it comes to someone who could possibly be dangerous, there's another level of protection that needs to be, secured to make sure that everything is okay, and also to show their leadership as a man and the person in your life.
Correct.
And then when it comes to her son, it's like, but then she says his relationship with the son is, what I'm saying, it's often ill and it's not, what I'm saying, really great or anything. But when he calls, he just talks to his son because, their son's 17. They don't have to have any communication. So it's like, okay, he's still somewhat being involved in his child's life. So again, the person that you're with should know this because there is still some communication between him and his child. If it comes time where he gets out and he does show up, and it's like, okay, you've never spoken about, your son's father. So the person you're dating, they really don't know. So this man just shows up. It's a shock. And again, here comes safety because no one knows what this man is capable of. She might know, but because she's not giving this information to him, he doesn't know. So he doesn't know exactly what level of protection he needs for himself. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot wrong with that. And I definitely can see where Hussain is coming from and saying that was a deal breaker and feeling turned off and pushed back from that whole thing with her. And I feel like she started to notice it too. Like the conversation shift, especially when Angie got there. yeah, the conversations shifted, like attention shifted. Angie was all on it. They was focused on her. She was, firing back answers. She was very vibrant. She was very open about, how her relationships are, how she is even with her kid's dad, having that good relationship and bond still. And even saying, like, hey, I want him to lead me. I want him to be able to tame me and get me right because I feel like he can. And when Hussein, she was talking about Christmas and there not being enough pajamas to match, and Hussein said, "I'm gonna be there for that." That right there, let me know he's planning to move forward with Angie. And I can see that. Honestly, right now the couple is Angie and Hussein, Jay and Kiara, Cam and Sahara, and of course Cisco and Tay.
Yeah.
So
and let me say this too, and obviously excellent commentary from the GG9 as always. I just want to say this. I think it's a difference between holding on to what you're going through versus when it's time for you to release it. Because when we didn't know about Gigi, right? We were all worried. But here's the gag, right? Just because you don't know what's going on with your friend, and I'm relaying this to Ray to Love because Hussein found out right then in that date, right? Or in that family meetup, rather. I call it a date because, you spent time together. But while Hussein learned that then, it was a difference with us here because that is Gigi's truth that she needed to work out for her. Because if her mental's not together, why the fuck would she give her mental to us? And it's about a level of respect. Just because you don't hear from that person, your energy should not change. Because there are friends that may not talk every single day, but when they get back, they got their inside jokes, they got this, that, and the third, because the mantle of how high that concern is for that person has never moved off of that. So it could be, 3 years, and it's like, wait, you still got that fucking picture from us at the club on the mantle? Sure the fuck does, because you're my best friend. That ain't changing for shit. You got anything else to say? Nope, I'm just glad to see you. Same here. Let's go in the kitchen and get drunk. You know what I mean? So
and to even say to what you're saying, like, to go with that, with us being friends, the fact of, instead of me going through what I was going through and what I dealt with, me coming back to YouTube and me just doing story time and just letting it all out, then I had a conversation with you because you're my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, listen, I've been gone. This is what's been going on. I ran it through you like, hey, I'm planning on doing this, not right now, because I'm still working through some things. But Absolutely. At the time, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like a shock to you, because even through this time, like with me working on doing the story time and even coming out with, everything that happened of why I had to, was gone and all, just things that happened last year. In that time, of course I have support, from my husband, but when it comes to the channel and doing media, I need my friend. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and in that time, if I'm keeping that from you, how are you going to be able to help me to get through, to be able to tell the story to everyone else? You know what I'm saying? Or even when that time comes, again, what I said about protection, if you didn't know, how could you fully protect me if you don't even know the real story or what's going on, because you heard it at the same time as everybody else, which honestly doesn't set you apart from anybody else if you're finding out at the exact same time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, when it comes to the whole thing with Rose, like, yeah, people have their reasons for doing everything, but some things you really have to prioritize. It really needs to be prioritized. And like I said, I got mixed feelings about Rose now, honestly.
No, because it's a way you go about, like, even with the example that I gave, I'm still covering we still covering Gigi. And
No
there
doubt.
was no covering in that situation, in that family meetup. Because if there was a covering, and then Q would go with you, good sir, as always. If there was a covering, then Hussain would not have been as surprised. And I remember when I was on 3 with the T with Sassy TV from the AO3 and Lil Paul at the gang. Shout out to them, love them very much. Hope they're doing well and prospering and everything in between. Somebody in our chat asked, what is a great indicator to know if this person is worthy enough to date? And I said, how they make time for others. Because how they make time for others and how they cover others will determine how they make time for you and will cover you. And if you can't get the basics down of giving a fuck at the frequency of respecting my presence, then why should I bring you into my life for an experience? So, Q, over to you, good sir.
I kind of really had mixed feelings about this conversation. You know what I mean? Because when it was brought to me, or when it was brought to the show, where we said, with her saying that, I really try to put myself in Hussein's shoes. If I was really locked in with Ro, like I said I was, that really bothered me. You know what I mean? If I know the totality of who she is and what she brings to the table. But if I already had my reserve of the fact that we were hiding something, it would mean something a little bit more. You know what I mean? And I always felt like he always had his reserves about Ro. And I kind of seen, like Gigi said, I think I take the mask off. I kind of seen Ro for who she was. In this whole episode, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying she's a bad person or anything like that. You know what I mean? But it's in some things that she needs to get over with before she's ready to let. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that she's hiding, I don't. To me, I don't know how significant that would be if a woman I was dating for a few months or for a few weeks would say, "Hey, my child's father is incarcerated." You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that really holds that weight for me personally, but evidently it had a lot of weight to say. Some information that I guess he really needs to know to make a final decision about her. But
Sure.
I don't know if I really, I don't know if I'm ready to, cut ties because of her past in that vein. You know what I mean? As long as he was very intended to me, you love me, we have a good time, you're honest and truthful. I can't say she was really hiding that from me. You know what I mean? It just came out at the wrong time, I think. You know what I'm saying? If it would have came out later on in the process between them two, it'd have been totally different. You know what I mean? Before it to come out in that setting, it stung a little deep. So I always felt like Hussain had one foot in, one foot out.
Sure.
But because of the support his friend and his brother and his cousin gave about Angie, he 100% locked in on it. 100% locked in on Angie. And I really don't want to take the time away from Angie because she's really seen who she was. The beauty of her. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I can see why she really likes what they do. Naturally, organically. It felt like, to me, in certain instances, I felt like Ro was crying. Angie just came and did it. You know what I mean? Everybody seen who she was. And it was great to see. And I really feel like Angie's gonna compliment Hussain more. You know what I mean? So I feel like in the long haul, I feel like Ro and Hussein's not gonna last because I feel like Ro's always gonna be trying to keep. She's gonna be trying to keep Hussain. While Angie's gonna have it. If that makes sense. Ro's gonna be trying, and Angie's gonna have it. He's gonna have his heart, off jump just because of who she is.
Yeah. I feel like if Rose was definitely more honest about it or even spoke about it in the beginning, it definitely would have been different. Because if that was something, say that was a non-negotiable for Hussain, just because of who he is and where he is in his life. He doesn't want to deal with someone who has a past like that, or it would have gave him the option to not even waste that time, and he could have put in his time fully with Angie or whoever else he felt like he wanted to be with. So, I mean, there's a comment here, and I'm gonna read it real quick.
Sure, go ahead. And great job,
it
Q, as always.
It says Rose beats everyone to the punch by judging herself more harshly than anyone ever would. She knows that she didn't tell anyone about her convicted baby daddy because it reflects poorly on her. She needs to acknowledge that she is more dynamic than her church mouse persona. If she was upfront about it, she would still be in the running. Tell the truth and shame the devil, Rose. I agree with that. I disagree with part of it, because I don't feel like, possibly she feels like her baby daddy being in prison reflects badly on her, because it does kind of, people do look at, well, you chose that. That's the person you was with, and if it's, certain crimes, they really look at you bad and they're like, well, didn't you see the signs? How could you not know? Like and then people do shame spouses or baby moms for being with people who are locked up and incarcerated. So I can understand her feeling like, hey, that could look poorly on her. But it really doesn't, because that's not her path. That wasn't her crime. That she didn't commit the crime, so she's not doing the time. I understand that she has a child with this person who is locked up, but that's not her sentence to face. So I think that she definitely needs to be more upfront about it. Whatever feeling she has about it, because we don't know the circumstances. We don't know why it is. If it's something against her, or, which honestly I really wouldn't think it would be if he's still communicating with his son. But who knows? But yeah, I feel like that might be something she definitely needs to work on. If it's therapy, if it's writing in a journal, if it's actually accepting and acknowledging, like, hey, this is not, anything to do with me, nor does it reflect on who she is, she might actually have a better chance of finding that person that's going to be with her like she needs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's very well stated. And my mom has always said this, and I think I've said this quote to y'all, what my mom has said: people have to earn the right to hear your story. But how modernize, contemporize, and Braylonize it is, people have to earn the responsibility to be a part of it. And I feel like that's the crux of it. Of, if I earned the right to hear your story, but I haven't earned the responsibility to be a part of it, but I've done that to you, then there's an unequally yoked energy here. And there are consequences for how you move, for men and for women, okay? Because we go opportunity around here. But for the connections to be as deep as they are, I do believe that while she did not tell the other connections that she did not have that, it should have been at least respectful enough to tell. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I feel like out of Cam and Hussain, I feel like Hussain probably is the higher connection with Rose. So Hussain definitely should have got that intel over Cam. But here we are. Now, Rose, next episode is the last episode. But why did this give me like a sliver of Never Ever Met's The Season of Secrets? Like, now you want to reveal this shit? What the fuck, man? Like, we've already had a 5 to 6 month break, and now you drop this shit. That's why they said this episode style was convict curveball. Damn.
Somebody did the work on the name this time.
That part.
Yeah, but that definitely was a curveball, and you could, like I said, you've seen the energy shift, the conversation shift. Everything was definitely. I feel like that was the nail in her coffin. I definitely agree with Q. Um, if it was something, if he didn't already have an issue or didn't already have like some reservation, I don't think it might not have been a problem unless that was already just a deal breaker.
Right.
So it could have been something that could have been worked on because I do feel like they did have a strong connection.
Yes, they did.
But yeah, that right there definitely was the nail in her coffin because he was already reserved about it, and that made his decision easier.
Yes. Absolutely agree. So I think we're good on this one. So we got Cisco and Tay up. Now, before we get started with this, because I feel like, you know, we're doing good, but we just need a virtual cup. You know what I mean? So give me give me a moment. Listen, it's only right, damn it. Hang on, I'm trying to find it. Give me a moment here. Give me a moment. Where is it? I know I have it. Because I believe it's in the group chat. There it is. Okay, y'all. Here we go, y'all. You know, we got it. We're about to drink virtually some coffee right now. So let's do that real quick, and then we'll get into this. So here we go.
Thinking of buying Roz Mushroom coffee on Amazon? Stop. You need to hear this first. I just got a fake one from Amazon and it almost looked identical to the real thing. But here's the problem. When Roz sold out, a wave of copycats popped up, selling knockoffs that look legit, but they're not. These fakes do not include all 6 adaptogenic mushrooms, or if they claim to, the doses are way off. Worse, they're not third-party tested for mycotoxins, molds, and heavy metals. That means you can be drinking something loaded with contaminants and have no idea. With Roz, you're safe. Every batch is third-party tested for toxins, and you get the full effective dose of 6 adaptogenic mushrooms. Every sip is clean, pure, and the real deal. If you're planning on trying Roz, use the official link I'm leaving below. Don't risk your health or your money on cheap knockoffs. The real one should have 150,000 sales and tons of 5-star reviews. Don't trust anything else on Amazon or anywhere else. Your body deserves better.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, good sir, as always, man. So with that energizing commercial break, let's make it do what it do with this conversation here. Yes, indeed. So we got Cisco and Tay. Now this is his sister right here. So Cisco was speaking Spanish and said that don't let out too much. Bruh, let me tell you something. I'm the oldest brother in my family, right? So because I'm the oldest brother, if I bring a woman around my family, my little sister is of course going to poke fun at me or reveal something I don't want. Like, bro, that just comes with the territory. So you asking that. And shout out to Tay for catching it. Like, no, we're not doing, nope. So, you know, Tay says that she wants marriage and children, right? That's what she wants. And, you know, the stability conversation comes back up again, even though we just saw that great commercial break from Cisco. And, you know, what attracts Tay to Cisco is that he's inspiring, caring, gentle, a great man, everything in between. And the sister said it would be great to see him walk down the aisle, and that I like you, Tay. So, what did y'all think about this? I thought it was a very engaging conversation. I liked the fact that we see somebody from Cisco's life that really they can really be proud of, because if you all remember when we saw the brothers from Cisco, he said he talks to them more than his family, but I'm glad that he was able to bring somebody from his family that he was proud of. And it seems like she's a very humbling, kind, and a sweet sister to Cisco. So what did y'all think about that?
You can go ahead, go first.
First off, I like the energy. You know what I'm saying? I really did. You really seen. I'm the same way. You know what I'm saying? I'm the second oldest. But my older brother, he left and went to college. So when he left and went to college, all my brothers and sisters really looked up to me. You know what I'm saying? So my sister do the same thing. Whenever, I'm potentially dating somebody, I always have this thing where I call her. We'll talk about it or let her talk to him about one or two topics. And it's really good to get your brother's validation is cool, but your sister's validation is even more valuable because your sister knows you a little deeper, you know what I mean, than your brother. I feel like my brother, he compete more. But my sister has nothing to compete about. She really sees me as who I am. You know what I mean? And my sister got my heart. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times, my sister really, her voice, her opinion weighs very heavy. So it was cool to see that interaction with her and him. For her to really accept faith was dope. The fact that they keep bringing that up, I just felt like she wanted to address it to her sister as well, to see her point of view about it and to get more confidence about it because the process is so quick. You know what I mean? Their process may be 2 months or less. So you're really trying to get an understanding of that person, your connection even more. So I didn't have a problem with her asking about it. But for her sister to sit there and say, he's going to figure it out. He's good. He'll figure it out. So it was good to hear that validation come from the sister.
Yeah, I also like the fact that, he spoke up and said like her reservations about him not having a career or, being successful actually makes him want to be more successful. And so I feel like their dynamic is something that can grow. I could definitely see real love blossoming from them. I can see Tay making Cisco better when it comes to, business wise or having a career. I can see her definitely being that motivation for him. They would have some beautiful kids if they did, have kids. But yeah, it was definitely good to see that he had somebody that would speak for him, that actually loved him and could say, hey, even though he might not be in a certain space when it comes to finances, doesn't mean that he's not spiritually wealthy. Does not mean he's not emotionally wealthy. Doesn't mean that he's not mentally wealthy. Because when people speak of wealth, they always speak of finances, but they don't understand that the riches truly comes from within, and it comes from what you have, because the physical riches you can't get unless you are who you are. So until you understand who you are, how can you become rich or truly wealthy? And even back in for us, even though they tried to take our education and everything we stood for when they brought us over here during slavery, what they didn't understand is that Africans were the richest people ever. Mansa Musa was beyond wealthy. His wealth reached far. You know what I'm saying? Like, he carried so much gold with him on his trip to Mecca that it could circle the equator. Like you got to understand how much gold he had. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had so much gold that it made gold in other places depreciate because he just had too much. He just, you know what I'm saying? But not only did he have that, but he also built wealth with literature. Like, he built mathematicians. Like, what we know as mathematicians, It was because of
Correct.
Massimo's. You know what I'm saying? Literature, when it comes to libraries, they have the biggest library in the world. Like, so there's different wealth when it comes to it. So I definitely feel like Tay can bring that out of him. And I really feel like she's seeing something different in him because her stance of where she was at when it came to him not being financially stable, you can see that she shifted with that. Like she's like, look, we can work past that because of the other things that he does bring and that he's able to give her. So big ups to Tay for recognizing real and going for what's right in love. And I really hope they both make the right decision and choose each other.
No, I definitely feel you. I mean, behind, as they say, behind every great man is a great woman. Behind every great man is a great woman. And I feel that for Cisco, and this is how I feel about relationships. Somebody asked me, how do I feel about relationships? And I said, here's my thing. It's not that people don't want to be in relationships. They're just tired of their hearts being played with, their energy not being matched, and the space of commitment not being given a fuck about. So it always boggles my mind when people are like, oh, you ain't got nobody, you ain't about nothing. Well, maybe what if they're just trying to protect their peace? Because it's almost like if you drop a person out of the ghetto into a stable community, maybe not mansions and Lamborghinis and everything else, but there's a boys and girls club down the street, and there's a corner store, and there's a grocery store, and there's a business building with other business in it. If you set the person up in the right environment for them to breathe with possibilities, then maybe they could become a possibility themselves. But you can't blame a person for not being a possibility when they are in an environment of negative choices. So I feel like that's what Cisco needs. And I'm not saying Cisco is from the ghetto. Follow me with what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Here is that it's not Cisco or any of these people are not open to a relationship, but they ain't got time to play. So if the right one comes along, they'll activate. But until then, they'll be on standby waiting for their flight at the Ray Love Airport, traveling all across the world.
Yeah. And that's why you see so many, and it's crazy because you see them all talking about, oh, well, if a man don't spend money or don't have the right kind of job, he's broke. You know what I'm saying? You want to attack a man's finances. But it's not even necessarily the man's broke, because I don't care if you work at McDonald's, honey, you're not broke. You're making money. You got a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Listen, the cost of living is high. Yes, you might not have extra expensive to go spend thousands on, bullshit that you really don't need. But that does not mean that you're broke. You know what I'm saying? Broke is when you have absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? Broke is when you can't afford nothing.
But that's
you know what I'm saying?
It's also a mindset too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, to be broke. But what I'm saying with that is, you got people out here, and they're like, oh, well, you broke because you don't have this. No. One thing is especially in 2025, people are not about to spend their hard-earned money who people don't deserve it. I'm not about to spend my money on just any and everybody. Why would you think that it is okay for you to go out on a first date and you mad because this man took you to the Cheesecake Factory? He don't know you. Why is he about to spend lavishly on a person that he's trying to get to know? You sitting there being ungrateful about where he's taking you just gives, key to your character. Same thing with, you see these videos now where these girls are going out with their friends and they're expecting their boyfriend to pay for the whole table. Disrespectful. Especially without communicating that with your partner. If your partner didn't say, hey, it's your birthday, invite your girlfriends, I'm going to go ahead and pay for dinner for everybody, don't worry about a thing, that's one thing. But when you just, expect it, then that's something else. And then, like you said, you sitting there on standby, and then you wonder why you think and life's passing by, you ain't getting no older, but yet you saying the same thing. You've been saying the same thing since, 2019, and wonder why shit ain't changed. Maybe it's your mindset that needs to change. Like, it's definitely a mindset. The way you live is a mindset. The the way you are, everything, it really is a mindset. It's a way of being. That's where it starts.
Yes.
And that's where the change has to come from. And actually, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna let y'all in on a little insight. So, my husband and I, we try to do things to keep our relationship where it's elevating, and we're also growing with each other and trying to learn each other. And there's things that even still, like, I have triggers from my past. He has triggers. Like, there's things that we're still working on. Nobody is fucking perfect. Trust and believe. Just because I love my man, does not mean that we don't go through shit. Okay? It's life. But we had a conversation the other day, and I kind of had an epiphany. And I said, you know what? In order to truly, like, let go of those triggers and step into this new way of being and be steadfast in this relationship and to spiritually move forward and progress and, do what I need to do. Honestly, the old me and all that old shit has to die. Like, you truly have to let that old you die. Like, it's time for a rebirth. Like, you need to shed the past in order to step into the new. It's just like, honestly, we shed skin while we're sleeping. We shed skin. So we shed a part of us. Why can't we shed outwardly? Why can't we internally shed and take away all of those negative indicators that keep us stuck in a way of being, in a mindset that won't allow us to progress and move forward in life? Like, it truly, a death needs to happen in order for a birth of truth to really form. You understand what I'm saying? Might be a little too much, but check it out.
No, for sure. And thank you for sharing that, because I do think a lot of times it's easy to look at a beautiful mansion when the pressure's now on you to pay for the taxes, right? And so what Gigi beautifully articulate, as she often does, is that the processes that work for one may not work for another, but it's up to that couple to work through the good, the bad, and the indifferent to be able to get to a level of what perfection is for them. And let's just all agree, there ain't nothing. Perfection does not exist. There is a definition of perfection that works for me. There's a definition of perfection that works for Q. There's a definition of perfection that works for Gigi. But when you try to get to a level where you get everything you want, I mean, sincerely, I don't know a person who has gotten everything that they wanted. I mean, you guys saw that with Taraji P. Henson with the Color Purple thing, and how, she was not getting paid as well as her white counterparts. When you go to McDonald's, sometimes there's a sweet and sour sauce missing. Okay? So, listen, in terms of perfection, you need to see where they're perfect, and they need to see where you're perfect, and then y'all make that perfection together. Because if you try to go after other people's definition of what perfection is for you, they ain't laying down with you. You're laying down with that person.
I totally agree, bro. I totally agree. But one thing I like about Tay is, and I agree about what she said, if she's honest. You know what I mean? There's too many brothers out of got up there and punk face and made everything look like it is what it is, but in reality, it's a whole other story. And I think that he's ready for love. He really is. And Tay's the perfect woman to meet him where he's at. You know what I'm saying? I know she's expecting things to get better. I guarantee she's expecting things to get better, especially as far as stability-wise. But he got the good one. He got a good counterpart right now. That's giving him the opportunity and the space to grow. I just, and from the looks of things, him taking these rise commercial jobs. I feel like he's trying. You know what I'm saying? I kind of follow Fisco on social media as well, so it looks like he put his best foot forward. I'm really waiting to hear more about their journey.
Yeah, honestly, coming on the show, a lot of times we know that, it is just to find your 15 minutes of fame. And it really does work. You have to put yourself out there. Honestly, even if your goal is to be an actor, sometimes doing a reality show is a part of your portfolio. Because an agent is going to want clips. They're going to want reels. They're going to want your shorts. They're going to want to at least see that you are putting yourself out there. They want to see that you have range, you have variety, you have depth to what you can do. They want to know that you have understanding of how to perform on camera, how to read cues, how to read a script, how to improvise. They want to be able to see that. So for him to be putting himself out there and even doing the Rise commercials, that's saying something.
I mean,
he
we
put
all
himself
know
out there to come on the show. So exactly. Even before the Never Ever Mets, he was on other reality shows. He's doing other reality shows even after this. So we'll see him again in other stuff.
Yeah. Did you finish your point, Gigi? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. That's what it is. And then just like Tatiana, she didn't cut off with the group now. It's the Tati show. She's doing music videos and all types of other stuff now.
Yeah. No, for sure. I definitely do see good things with Tay and Cisco. For sure. So all minds clear on this one?
Yep.
All right, because this one here, child. Oh my Lord Jesus. And I have to say this. And this is not a win for this particular person. But Braylon can be wrong sometimes. I know that's shocking to believe that can come out of my mouth. But Gigi and Q are right. Because when Sahara said that Cam is stubborn, that happened with this meetup. So let's get into it because so much here. So we got Sahara, we got Rose, we got Angie, the cousin and the niece. The niece is like a daughter to Cam. And they get to talking, and we know Angie's trying to get her degree in therapy, works at a nonprofit, is a bartender, Rose is working, and then Sahara works in home health care. So after all that, the niece said that Cam is stubborn. And Cam was like, you ain't gotta say that. Like, Cam, women are going to say what they're going to say. And I'm going to give this prime example. And I know Q will agree with this. And I know Gigi's husband is now on the panel with us. But I know that he listens to our shows. And I feel like he will not, ding me for this. When a woman asks you, hey, can I tell you about my day? Or can I tell you how I feel about something? Or can I? That's not a question. They're going to tell you regardless. Q, am I lying?
Preach, brother. You ain't saying
That's
wrong.
just a formality to see if
Oh my God, I cannot believe that you could ever say something like this out of your mouth. How dare you, Braylon, ever speak such truth? Okay, so listen. I'm gonna tell you right now. What you said was honest, okay? I can't hold you on that, okay? It was true, all right? Listen, it happens. Shit. So what? Sue us. It's not like y'all listen anyway. Shit.
You know what? This is why I love our crew. Because you see how she carried herself. Q is like, okay, Bray. Like, okay, you're a fucking legend. Okay, what's the next topic? Move on. Okay, we all do it. So what? You got more secrets to tell?
Hey, you catch me in the right mood, boy. I have my teeth up ready. I'm trying to tell you. Sometimes I be wanting to hear it, but sometimes yeah.
Listen, I was gonna say it's not like y'all listen anyway, unless you hear something. You're like, wait a minute, hold on, let me tune in. Oh, this is good.
Say that
It's
again.
good right now.
I just had to keep it a buck. Like, so when that happened, I'm just like, Cam, when you said that she ain't gotta do all that, I'm like, bro, they were gonna do it anyway. So with that being said, let's see here. So Sahara is loud and the niece has a face. So then Angie left. They like Angie. That's their top. Rose is established, but Sahara is fun and will wear off. What did y'all think about this? What did y'all think about this? Because honestly, to tell you the truth, I have to agree with Sahara. He's very stubborn. You got three options, and you're still not. you're still fishing and not wanting to reel in a fish. But really, truly, out of this whole segment that we're about to get into, it was the fact that Gigi said to me, "How dare you tell the truth, Brandon?" Like I don't tell the truth anyway. But how dare you tell the truth? Okay, and your point is. I feel like Gigi Hunt be like, bruh, you ain't married, but you're going to be a great husband one day because you said that shit. And of course, QB agreement is a cherry on top. Go ahead, y'all. Y'all give y'all take.
That comment could have went two ways. That comment could have went two ways. I'm trying to tell you. I'm glad we got the support. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, a lot of times, like, are you for real?
That part.
Listen, y'all know I'm an honest person, okay?
Yeah.
I love women because I am a woman. I love blackness because, you know, I am partially black. But listen, I'm black. Listen, it don't matter. Even the Hispanic side of me is black because they're black too. Anyway, it's another story about genealogy. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Whether it's talking about a man or a woman, like no, there's just some shit that we know. If you did a survey right now, if this was Family Feud and there was a survey that asked that question, survey said 1,100,000 women are gonna say no at first as they proceed to tell you what's wrong with them saying no. So it defeats the whole point of saying no. So there's no point in lying and saying that wouldn't happen. Okay. So I just got to be honest. Okay. Sorry. Just it is what it is.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, that's absolutely true. But one thing is we are on episode 11. Okay. Even though we have taken this hiatus, in the eyes of production, we're just going to pretend that we have continued on with no breaks, okay? As long as this has been going on, Cam, you are at the end and you're telling me you still are indecisive as to who you like. And I really think that that's bullshit because we all know that he likes Sahara. I've been feeling like it was going to be then because even though he had a connection with Angie and Rose, I didn't feel like his personality fit with them. So it didn't seem like that was definitely where he would end up. And after this episode, it definitely solidifies that he is definitely Team Sahara. So yeah, all this acting like he didn't know what he wanted and he just so confused. Oh, stop it. I think he was playing the field trying to figure out if he had another option. Just in case he see that he really doesn't. Okay, he's going to stick with Sahara because he knows. And something else that his cousin said that I think was very telling was the fact that she said that he feels like, or she feels like he likes Sahara because he reminds him, or she reminds him of his past. She's a lot like, you know, the exes that he was dating before. And even when he was talking to Tommy, you know, and even Cisco was like, you know, well, maybe there was good parts to your past that you like about her. Because not every part of the past is bad. You know? So maybe there were some good parts that stick out that he likes about her. But yeah, I feel like Cam just needs to go ahead and make that decision and get with Sahara. I see them ending up together. We're gonna see what happens next week, but yeah,
And then sometimes
he
it's not
should.
about my fault, not a cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But sometimes it's not about your past. It's about you changing in your past. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Changing, moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So whenever you revisit the situation, you'll be better for it. A lot of people don't understand. Like, you know, you keep saying the same text until you pass it. You know what I mean? So just because something reminds you of a situation, it might not be that situation. You know what I mean? A lot of times you gotta look within yourself, like, am I ready to revisit that? You know what I mean? To get over it. So a lot of times, you know, when the past presents itself, sometimes it's trying to get to the next level. And it also shows you. You know what I mean? So I really hope that he doesn't make his decision on a past situation or a past person, but on the front side of it, what have I grown from this situation? You know what I mean? So they'll teach you a lot. Hopefully Cam make the right decision for him.
And also, you know, to that point that you said, Q, that is, you know, that's true. And the guys even said it when they were in the vault. Don't put your past on her, because when he talks about Sahara, he does light up. He does speak about her differently. Like, you can tell there's a different feeling that he has about her. So his past definitely should not be a part of his present with her. Like that, even if there are some remnants of it, like there shouldn't be any comparison. Like, it should be where this is where you are now, this is who you're with. Treat her as her own person. Don't treat her as someone that she used to know. Because she's not them. So yeah.
I totally feel you.
So yeah, moving on, and actually, I think we move on to the vault now, or no?
We got Cam
and Sahara's date. Yeah, that right there solidifies. Let you know. Listen, this man brought a present. He brought her a gift. Okay. The way that he lights up, the nice scenery that he had, it seemed like I don't know if production set this date up for them, or if he decided that he wanted to do this date like this, but either way it goes, the scenery was beautiful. Seems like there was some thought put into it.
Yeah, don't take away from it now, Gigi. That man did his thing, Gigi. Don't take away from it.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, because sometimes production will set you up with places. So whether it was his thought or it was production, their date was actually set in a place that seemed like it was made just for them. Like, you could tell there was a connection with them. You could see the intimacy, you know, with them just being, or instead of intimacy, the chemistry. You could see the chemistry with them. You could tell that there's definitely a connection, a vibe. And I honestly could see them together.
Now I do have a question though. This boat right here, you know, did they rock the boat? Did Did he work her middle? Did they change position? And did he stroke it for her? Stroke it for her. Shout out to Aaliyah, damn it. She should still be here, damn it. I'm sorry. It was right there. What did y'all want me to do? Really? They're on the water. Really? Yeah, what? I mean, Sahara. I mean, she say she not like the desert in the beginning of the season? Now, I don't believe she said she can get wet in the beginning of the season, but she said she wasn't like the desert. Now, one of y'all make sure. Well, am I right on that? Now, listen, don't.
You just made me choke on air.
Look, don't leave me out here by myself. Did she not say that at the beginning that it's like Sahara, but it's not the desert?
It's that desert where you get lost.
Exactly. I believe
that's that desert where you bury bodies.
Child. But she did say that in the beginning of the season, though, right?
Yeah, she
Oh,
did.
okay.
Yeah, but then Cam, go ahead and make your decision. Stop playing around. We see what it is. You know what it is. Yeah. And then listen, they sealed her with a kiss. Come on. What are you gonna
And
do?
child, listen. Not only that, Sahara said that I want to take something out of this. And Cam said that he's been so selfish and he wants to let go of that energy. But here's the line. Now, Sahara, you came on this national television looking like bubblegum cotton candy, but you became a grown woman with this statement. That kiss comes with decisions. Make them. Child, I was like, Sahara found her vagina. I'm like, motherfucker. Okay, it came a little late, but I was here for it. Q, have you ever been in that situation before where a woman said that to you in so many words?
I totally agree. But it's crazy. I'm gonna tell you the craziest thing about it is for her to take responsibility of the moment. You know what I'm saying? And not be so frivolous. Like, okay, this action comes with responsibility. You know what I mean? And sometimes being young, you just want what you want at the moment. But and some big boy words. Now it's up to Cam to take what she's saying and move in the direction that she wants him to go, and not just live in that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That moment might feel good for a month or two, and then after that, it's kind of like, well, been there, done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully that he moves with it, he makes his decision very informed. You know what I mean? To say, hey, I want to be with you, and not just live in the moment.
No, factual. Absolutely. No, for sure that in that situation that you've had, it's like, well, damn. Well, I mean, she let me know my ultimatum, and I do have the decision, but also too, can I handle the decision not having her in my life? So very excellent. Q. Now, Gigi, you are very honest with us as a family. Have you had Sahara energy when you and your husband was dating and said, listen, that portal that you went through tonight, that's got decisions. You want to keep going through this, you got to pay admission, motherfucker. In so many words.
Actually, yeah. And it absolutely. And it's actually quite crazy how that happened. And I'm going to tell you, and honestly, one day you guys are going to talk to my husband. It wasn't even a kiss. It was through a hug. A hug let us know, like, oh, that's how you feel? Okay.
All day.
All right. All right, let's. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I swear to you. And I was like, wait a minute. Hold on. Listen here, God, are you talking? What'd you say, Lord? I'm listening. I am listening to you.
This was not a church hug at all, Q. This was the fellowship hall, and like, listen, this catfish is being thrown down, but I want that peach cobbler, and I'm feeling this peach cobbler. I got a feeling my mouth is empty without it. In so many words, I'm just making insinuations, but so far, Gigi has not said shut the fuck up yet. In terms of me being a lie detector.
Listen, it was like, if you can hold me in an embrace like this, then that means you can hold me up in life. Wait a minute, let me think about the strength in these arms.
My Lord.
Okay. See, you gotta understand. I'm telling you, it happens. It happens.
Got that backbone. I hear you.
Oof. I sincerely love our panel. Because let me tell you something. Like I said, we don't rehearse this shit before the show. So when it comes to the frequency of how we get down, we don't play. We don't play at all. So I sincerely, that was great. So now we got to go from So now we got to go from this to this, because this was a hard conversation. So we got Hussain, who said it was a bomb about the incarcerated father. And, you know, Rose says she apologized. It was 7 years. It's been 7 years since he's been in jail, right? And so the ex did not know the situation, because remember, Rose's ex came through and they met, right? Hussain, the ex. And so it was a painful time period in Rose's life, and that you have nothing to worry about. You can, and I'll just say this, you can promise that. But in the words of a man who's in jail, because he deserves to be in jail, when a woman's fed up, ain't nothing you can do about it. But when a man has made his mind up, there ain't nothing you can do about it. Over to y'all.
Hey, when a man's fed up, boy, ain't nothing you really can do about it, man.
Come on.
Not a dog thing you can do about it. You know what I mean? A woman might be a little bit more forgiving after the third, fourth, or the second, third time. Man, you got one. you got one.
Mm-hmm.
But
Can I just say, oh, go ahead, Q. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm like, go ahead. You good.
No, I was just going to say, I kind of felt like Rose was lying. And here's why. Because she said, when he brought up the fact of like, hey, so why didn't you, speak about it? Why didn't you bring it up? Like, you wait until now. Like, when Kiera said something about her situation, why didn't you bring it up? And she was like, I only heard about Kiera's situation through the grapevine. Okay, whatever. Kiera spoke her truth because she felt like that's a part of her, so she's going to speak it. Rose, on the other hand, felt like that's not something she wants to speak about. Now, here's where I say I felt like she was lying. Because she said, well, he's been in there 6 or 7 years, and honestly, I forgot about it. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You did not. That's not something you forget. And you also said that he still talks to his son. You don't have communication with him.
Booyah.
But your son does, because he's 17 and you don't have to basically deal with it. So you know that your son's communicating with this man, and you know where this man is calling your son from. So how can you say that you forgot about it as if it's just something that slipped your mind? Okay. And then it's a painful situation that you can't talk about. Now, here's also where my questions come in and my detective hat goes on, is because now y'all follow me. Her son's 17, right? When she was with Hussain and his cousin and his brother, she said that he's never been a part of his son's life, and she's been a single mother the entire time, correct?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So that means this entire time and all this time of you dating, and hold on, and besides that, this man has only been incarcerated for 6 to 7 years. So there was possibly 10 years before that where he was not incarcerated, but he still wasn't a part of his son's life. Okay, so evidently there's reasons behind that. Now, when he got incarcerated, now this is why I said, now, if it has something where it involves her, where he's harmed her, she, feels unsafe, or, he's harmed someone else, so she feels like, it's not safe, I can understand. But still, the fact comes back to your son is communicating with him. So to me, the timelines are not adding up. So it's like, what is it that you're really trying to hide when it comes to your past with your kid's dad?
Correct.
Like, this is gonna sound crazy, okay? But there's a lot of situations that happens with, women getting pregnant. This could have been a situation where she was sexually abused in some way. Could have been by a family member. So this is something hurtful, someone close to the family. Like I said, it could have been some type of assault. So she's hurtful. Person didn't get locked up until, just these past 6 or 7 years. Like, that could definitely be the case. But there's just a lot of conflicting information that she's given that makes it seem like she's hiding something else. But if you're going to be with someone, like, at some point you're going to have to open up, because is it going to come to a point to where you get married and this man never knows? And just because this man is incarcerated, if he gets out, there's nothing saying that he's going to come try to find you or do harm or, hurt you or your son in any type of way. But it still would be good for the person that you're with to know that you have this just in case. That's what I was talking about before. It's just that just in case factor. It's just that extra layer of protection if something did happen. Because let's just say another hypothetical. Say she gets married and her husband wasn't able to legally adopt her child, and because she didn't tell her new husband about the past, about her kid's father, something has happened to her and she's no longer with us. Okay. Not saying her, just saying hypothetical, a mother. They're no longer here. Now this child is being tossed in the system because legally, even though she was married to this man, he's legally not this child's father. Cool. So now here comes this man that nobody's known about. She hasn't spoken about. Nobody knows what he's been doing. Even if he was incarcerated, like, nobody knows what's been going on because this is a secret that she has kept. So now this is not only hurting the husband, but the child is also being hurt in this too. Because he could possibly be put in an unsafe situation because, he doesn't understand truly what's going on with his father. Because honestly, I feel like if she's not being upfront and honest like that with her partner, I really can't see her being like that honest with her son, honestly. But that's neither here nor there. She could be upfront and honest. They could actually have an understanding. But I still feel like if you're truly searching for love and this is somebody that you're trying to give your heart to, you need to give them yourself fully.
Without question.
So.
Without question. And this is the thing too, right? I feel like with this show, most people understand that this is a very impeculiar process, right? In real life, you do date multiple people, but not this many people in front of your face at one time. However, there should be some level of understanding, sincerity, and a space of communication. And I think that's what Hussain is more upset about. It's not so much the fact that Hussain is upset with Rose's truth. Because I feel like Hussain, from what we have seen, keyword from what we have seen, me, Gigi, Q, Talk with Salon, Dr. Ucha, we don't know him, nor have to know him. But from what we've seen, he seems pretty understanding. So from the disposition of him being open and that not being matched, I think that's what he's frustrated about. He's not frustrated about somebody being incarcerated because everybody has passed, but it's the fact of the space of not communication.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree with that as well.
So with that being said, all minds clear on this one before we get to the final vote?
If he was you saying something that sounded kind of muffled if he was.
Oh, no.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the last time in the vault for the gentlemen. I think we will get a last time in the vault with the ladies. But man, I'm really gonna miss this vault. Like, can you do like content from here? Just make this a content studio. I don't want this to go away. Like, I actually like the vault. But anyway, so we're here in the vault for the final time. And Jay said that I need to work on me Jay said I need to work on me from his family. Tay and Cisco still got work to do. Cam says the family like Angie, and also Hussain says Angie hits his top. And then Kiara gets brought up for whatever she was going through, right? So what did you guys think of the last vote with the fellas? I thought, like, okay, the connections are forming here. And I felt like this was just a last woosah. It wasn't that deep, but I guess for them it was kind of their last time to be able to be in the vault with peace, of being able to explore their commentary on how they feel. What did y'all think of this vault?
I feel like this last vault was just an opportunity for Hussain and Cam to figure out which one they was going to take. Because that's really all that happened. We knew Jay and Kiara's been locked in since the whole time. Same with Cisco and Tay. So we already knew that was going to happen. It's really come down to Hussain and Cam. Who are they going to choose between their top three? Because they share a connection with the same ladies. And for it to be where Rose and Angie was, the top for both of them, and Angie actually came out on top when it came to just them two, and Cam to still feel like Sahara is where he wants to be. That's really what it was. I feel like this last vault was that last time for you to say, okay, it really is decision time. Who is it? And I think we see it. I think it's clear.
Man, it's a blow. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you're 100% right, but I just don't want to see Ro go out like that. You know what I mean?
Say that again a little bit louder, Q.
Hold on one second. Hold on. Give me a few minutes.
Can you say that one more time?
He said, yeah, no problem. I really feel like also when it comes to like Jay and his family, I would have liked to see them communicate more with him about how the optics looked with them being on that trip with him and Sahara, instead of it just kind of like falling on Tay. And something that I feel like both of them are going to have to think about, because Tay said she's the only child on her mom's side. So she's spoiled. The mom brought it up. She's like, oh, so you're spoiled. But the aunt was like, so is he. So they got that in common. So I feel like that's something that they're both going to have to like, fight over, or get an understanding with, get over that only child syndrome. But I still feel like they could work. I'm waiting to see how this ends up with the next episode, just because from what we see on the previews, child, it is going to be something. Because when Kiara's friend just let him know like how his whole demeanor, was flirtatious and how it could be taken, I was like, oh shit, wait a second. Because, I feel like that is important, especially when he was saying what he was saying, when massaging Sahara and how he is with his female friends and stuff like that. It's like, wait, there's boundaries, especially when you are with someone. There's certain things that you just don't do. You just don't cross those boundaries. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's an understanding that comes with what her friend says. And I really hope he listens to it and they can actually work that out.
No, for sure. I feel like You know, it's for some odd reason, it feels like the female family members are more blunter than the male family members because that's their baby girl, right? Like, whatever you do to her, I'ma do to you. And when it comes to the sons, not saying that there's a lackadaisical energy, but it's like, bro, you grown. If you do anything wrong, you know we're gonna handle you. Gigi, could you make out what Q was trying to say for his last comment? Because I really was trying.
I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back now. We were talking about
the last
review?
vault.
We're talking about the guys in the vault. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was one of the dopest vaults. You know what I mean? For them to sit there and talk through, and come to a conclusion as to the fact of what direction they were going in. It took them a little minute to figure out. And I was telling Bray this early before we even got on live, or it was dope to see the process actually work. You know what I mean? Because I sat here and wondered the whole season on, like, oh, I wonder where you gonna hold 3 connections the whole time through. You know what I mean? And those guys, they were kind of, very apprehensive about what woman they were gonna choose. You know what I'm saying? And they had every right to be. You know what I'm saying? But it could come off almost. It can come off like you almost gaslighting these women. You know what I mean? It really can come off that way whenever you're not sure. The Bible say a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You know what I'm saying? And I was kind of wondering. To me, it seemed like they were unstable. You know what I mean? Especially Cam.
No, I fully agree. I think. No, go ahead. Here, I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah, and to me, for him to even when it came down to talking to Ro, he seemed very apprehensive. Like he really didn't want to say what was on his mind. You know what I mean? I felt like he kind of wanted, to kind of please her along the way, but it was very me. I enjoyed that vault because it showed 2 grown men, who's interested in the same woman, kind of come to conclusion in what direction they were going in.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with you. I think that, this season, I think we've all said this, myself, Q, Gigi, Talk with Sly as well, that there has been a grownness to this season. Even though it's a 5 to 6 month break that happened, or it was a 5 to 6 months break that happened, there has been a grownness to this season. I hate that we had the break and the maturity level kind of came at the end, but I like the fact that we finally gotten somewhere. So of course here Rose gets eliminated. Rose is upset with.
Hold on, I'm sorry, Braylon, not to cut you off. Can I say one more thing about the vault?
No, go right ahead, beautiful. Go right ahead.
I also like the fact of this, what that actually showed. It showed 2 men who had interest in the same women, and their family actually chose the same woman as their top person. Okay. Now you had the similarities, but you also seen how these 2 men actually chose different women and how the personalities are different between what type of women, a man likes. You can have the same woman walk into a room and have several men like her, but you could have another walk in and it might take the attention off because there's something about that other woman that just, attracts the other man. So I like the difference that it showed with, how they were able to actually pick and decide based off their preferences. Even though, hey, you are my top, my family says you're my top, it still doesn't go with what I want.
Correct.
So yeah, I like that.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I like the fact that these men are being respectful to their village, but they're also recognizing that they're their own person in their village, right? So the distinction is very important here. So we got Cam and Rose. Rose is upset with Cam and Sahara. the father conversation came up. Cam felt like he got led on. And Rose felt like, well, this is kind of a little pot meat kettle because I went on to other connections and you have connections and all this. And then Rose is disappointed in Hussain. And I will just say this. I think that this was going to come out anyway, regardless if you were going to be disappointed in Hussain or not, because that was your truth. Would y'all agree with that or no? I mean, you have the right to be disappointed, but also, too, Hussain also has the right to feel the way he feels.
Most stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and listen, we've actually rolled for you, Rose, all season, believe it or not. I mean, for Braylon Lee to say you still have something to hold on to, I would be interested. That's a lie. Because Gigi knows the shots that I like on this damn show. I like Auntie Janelle thickness, you understand? So for me to suspend that just to go off of your vibe, you really have been great this season. But this is a critical point where it landed on the screen. Beautiful. It ain't personal. It's just TV.
Again, here we go with the mask flip because, I mean, y'all cannot agree. It's okay. But to me, I felt like she was gaslighting a little bit. I felt like she was,
bingo.
Instead of, I understand defending yourself, but when you're defending something that you are aware definitely plays a part in where you go in this relationship and in this process, like, and you have no shame. You have no, like, there's really no acknowledgement about it.
Right.
There's, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing. Like, it, instead of you getting so mad about it, just say, okay, well, understand. Take this as a lesson. Think about it. Figure out why it is that you just feel that not saying this is more important than actually just saying it so that you can move on with your life and actually find somebody who can accept you as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I don't know. To me, like I said, it seemed like she was gaslighting. There was a lot of deflection. There was, she might have some narcissistic tendencies. I'm just putting that out there. There's something definitely behind that beautiful smile, natural face, and just pure energy of just radiance and just flowers and rainbows. It's just there's something else behind it.
I will agree with you. I just recognized that was a coffee cup. So maybe, ladies and gentlemen, they might serve combative coffee at that coffee shop. I don't know. I cannot determine that. But listen, Q. Anything is possible on this day.
So I think they was drinking tea, so that might have been combative tea.
You know what?
A combative tea. Yes, Lord.
Oh my God. So,
but it was a blow in this conversation, like Gigi said. Her mask came off because she got a lot of times, and I'm learning, in conversation, let's address the situation. Let's not go tit for tat. You know what I mean? Because right now you're the one that's on the chopping block. You know what I mean? And you just said whenever you came into it, you wasn't feeling your best. You know what I mean? You just because of the whole Hussain situation, and you things didn't plan out how you expected them to. You know what I mean? So to have the conversation with Cam, you should really just be, all out, everything all out on the table. You know what I mean? But instead of you really wanting to open up and talk about and address the situation, and one thing she almost did was, I remember in the conversation she was saying, to me it felt like she was forcing tears. You know what I mean? So somebody would have sympathy for her. You know what I mean? And I was just like, come on, bro. To me, that's what it seemed like.
I felt that way too.
You know what I'm saying?
I felt that way too.
I don't know if those tears were genuine, you know what I'm saying? Or you just want somebody to really, sympathize, with you for what you were going through. I couldn't tell. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's what it seemed like. So, but
that's why I said her story was like it had conflicting like information that made it seem like what you're saying is not all the way factual. Like there's something else that you're hiding. Why? Like what is it? Like there's something's off. You were gaslighting, and then you started, you wanted to be combative, you wanted to get aggressive, you're deflecting, you're okay. Then you want to find a problem with Cam talking about somebody lying to hide. It's like, okay, so now you want to find a problem because a problem was found with something that you did, which is legit, something that's legit. And then, and it's like, honestly, and she's even proven it. If they wouldn't have said anything, she would have never brought it up. So this is something that she would have went her whole entire life not saying. They wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I feel like as long as she could have went without him knowing, it would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
This would have been something that would have came out during the reunion.
Oh, child.
And I feel like it's going to be something that's going to be addressed.
Ooh, buddy. Listen, when I tell you, oh my God, man.
Yeah.
Check the Instagram chat. Check the Instagram chat.
I mean, this might. Do y'all believe? Well, we'll get into that after the preview. So the Lay's family, right? The Lay's family members are me and the men. Tay and Cisco, career choice. Jay, we talked about this with the smirk of the wandering eye. Kama Sahara, dragging things on, and then it's the finale. So with that being said, we have made to the end of the show, but what did you guys think of that preview? And then we might as well go ahead and give a preview of Reunion Talk, because this, child.
Check the Instagram chat.
Oh, wait a minute. Here it is here. Who else didn't see that coming? Well, I did. I was here to witness the fuckery. Rose was giving her walking papers. Let's see what lies will be told. Can't wait till the reunion. Oh my God. Okay, let's Q, you the greatest. Hang on, let me.
So wait a minute. Whose post is that? I can't see. Whose post
that is Cisco.
Oh. Well, okay. Yeah.
I'm going to over to his IG right now. Here it is. Here we pause it. Differences aside, while I saw some red flags, I was a strong single mother. I'm a pride of a single. Wait, hang on. Let me flip it. Reverse rewind it back. Okay. Differences aside, while I see some red flags, I saw a strong single mother. I'm a byproduct of a single mother, absentee father. My respect will always go out to Rose and all the mothers for taking care of business on their own. Hold your crown high, sis. So that's that one. So this is shout out to OMFG Reality TV, clip of the vault. We got a preview of Ready to Love. By the way, Tommy, hang on, let me go back. Tommy, that suit is fly, brother. I like that peach on you. You doing your good shit on that one. I like that suit. So we got a clip here of them meeting. And then right here, who else didn't see that coming? Well, I did. I was here to witness the fuckery. Rose was giving her walking papers. Let's see what lies will be told. Can't wait till the reunion. So this gives us a clear indication that the reunion maybe hasn't been taped yet. No, hang on. Pause.
Sahara the party. When Cam invited me to the Moshaloo. Get it together. Moshaloo.
I didn't know.
Fuck it. You can take the mic home with you. Looking like a cyclone hit you. Tank top screaming loud.
I don't fit you.
I don't fit you. You see a falling white joke.
Shout out to people knowing that. No. Her, I know you miss this cat. What them?
No.
What them I do? Hey, a big back part too. Watch you know. Hey. Me never know say you big back. Dang.
I don't know who needs to hear this today, but you're not supposed to love me.
I've been obsessed with getting my team right. I've been obsessed with getting the right personnel on the right brain frequency and getting everybody on the same page.
Okay, we can move on.
I want to hold you at 11:10 so I can have everything that I wish for.
I knew this day would come. The truth will always hit the light. I advise both parties, ask tough questions and ride it out. Turns out the honeymoon phase lasts forever when you pick the right partner. Child, listen, reunion talk, preview talk, this shit talk, starting right now. What the fuck y'all got? That was cute. First of all, cute.
Right, Q, since you brought the info, you go ahead and go first. What do you think?
You go
I'm
right ahead.
I'm just here for the commentary. I'm just here for the comment. I seen it last night, and it was crazy. I'm thinking like, what is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? Until I actually sat down and watched the episode. So, what's happening is, it's what's cool to see is the cast members watch the show as well. You know what I mean? So I guess they don't know what edits and stuff is going to be shown, but I can tell it's about to be good and spicy on that reunion.
Yeah, I'm definitely waiting to see what happens. Is he dropping hints that possibly he and Tay are still together?
Yeah, that wasn't if you find the honeymoon phase lasts forever if you find the right partner. That's a huge
right.
thing.
Definitely. Yeah, we have to bring back the live audience. Maybe not for Ready to Love. We can even do, social media, questions. But the fans definitely need to get more involved with the questions asked so that we can get better understandings and clarifications. Because some things, I'm just afraid they're still not going to ask the right questions. That's my worry. But we're going to see. We're going to see. And as far as that preview, I'm just ready for the finale. Let's just go ahead and see who says yes and who says no.
Yeah. I feel you. I mean, at this point, damn it, y'all could air the finale tonight. Because after this, with that story, like, why do I feel like this is about to be a reverberation of the Never Ever Mets? Why do I feel that? Because after the Never Ever Mets ended, it was 3 people coming to a podcast. Then, then it came to Kiki, that broke off. Then it was Tati and Jay, that broke off. And now we got lies will be told. Walking papers were given. Is this going to get onto YouTube? We already know Deanna.
Listen, this is the new lies they tell and secrets they keep.
Ciao.
I wonder what exactly was he talking about though.
Same.
What is that?
We gonna have to wait till the reunion. Listen, Cisco, if you watch, let us know. Hit us up in the DMs. Like, let's find out. Come on. You and Tay come on the show. Let us know what's going on.
And I mean, listen, like I said, shout out to the Q for getting this. I mean, And you know what? To be honest with you, I'm not surprised because this is how great our panel is. But we've broken some stuff that you probably haven't seen on any other panel or after show. For real, for real. Even me and Gigi didn't even know about this. That says a lot.
I wonder if we can get Cisco on there. That'd be crazy.
Say that again, Q.
I said, I wonder if we can get Cisco on here. I'm gonna hit his DM. See what he said.
Yeah, there's so many questions running through my head. Now let me ask this to you, Gigi, from the production side, right? And I think you know probably where I'm going. With the Never Ever Mets, this happened after the show. But with this Instagram story, this is happening during the show. So because this was said, Rose was giving her walking papers, and I was there to witness the fuckery. Let's see what lies will be told. Can't wait to the reunion. That's indicating to me that the reunion has been taped. It's a peak of he's trying to say something without really breaking the NDA. But more than that, we're almost done with this. This is still in production. So from a production standpoint, what does OWN do? What does Lighthearted Entertainment do? What does Will Packer Productions do? Because this is happening in real time. This ain't after the fact, like the Never Ever Mets.
So with that actually goes a couple ways. So one way is the fact that they did take that 5-6 month hiatus that they took. They could have possibly filmed the reunion, and he's coming from a place of watching the episode with us now and basically saying wait till the reunion because he knows that what came out during the reunion is more explosive than what we see. Then also it could be where, yeah, possibly there wasn't a reunion or the reunion hasn't been taped yet. And he's, speaking from a place of he has questions himself that he wants answers to and thinks that certain truths should come out. I really think that I think that it's actually already been taped.
Okay.
But yeah, there's really nothing that they can do because we're at the finale. Now, if you really remember, a lot of times we started seeing social media posts going out and different arguments happening and even amongst the cast during like the 4th, 5th episode.
Sure.
That's when stuff started coming out. So I'm honestly surprised that there hasn't been more that has happened or has come out since then. But then again, this season, honestly, in all honesty, has been whack. It's just been whack. It's just been, it's not been all that good. So not a whole lot to talk about. So I really don't see why there would be any animosity between anybody because, not much has happened.
Right.
So I kind of feel like it has been taped already, but then again, it's possible that it hasn't. And with this coming out, this is honestly, with what we've seen, certain things they have to address because they know that they're going to get a lot of feedback and flack if they don't. Now, the way that it's addressed is going to be completely up to either the host or, of course, how, if Rose asks the question, how she wants to answer it, it's definitely going to be up to her. But there are definitely going to be certain questions that are going to be asked because what we have seen during the season definitely draws the attention of the viewers, and it's something that has, kept viewership. So if not, it's gonna mess with the numbers if they don't actually do this reunion the right way. Honestly, I feel their numbers are already with Ready to Love are already not doing as good as the Never Ever Mets, and Never Ever Mets is only on season 2. This is season 10. So I hope that they do. I hope they do their research, and I hope they bring back the fan questions. And yeah, I'm ready for the reunion. But I'm gonna go ahead. Let's go ahead and give scores, because for this episode, I actually feel like this was one of the better episodes, and it actually, like, the decision making, even the truths that came out, or the different understandings that were made between some of the couples, I feel like it gave this more depth than what we have seen. So I'm actually going to give this a 7.8. What do you guys give?
I'm going up there. This is probably, probably the best episode to me. I'm gonna give it about an 8. I enjoyed it. I feel like we got something out of it. That's what it is. We really got something out of it. We got like you said, we got a lot of depth out of it from all the cast members. Well, from certain cast members. So it was good to see. So I'm gonna give it an 8.
Yeah. No, fully agreed. And I appreciate both of y'all perspective, because this is going to be a very interesting reunion. A very interesting reunion, because there are accusations here. There is heavy emotions that are being made, or there being very heavy emotions that are being displayed. But most of all, you have to be able to tie this whole thing up in a way that everybody feels like they've had their say, because it seems like this is going to be a factor of he said, she said, and it can get very messy.
Yeah, I feel like this is definitely not going to be the last of what we see of them on social media, but I will say it's not as intense. It's not, which Ready to Love really doesn't have too much arguing and fighting amongst, the cast members like that. So we really don't too much worry about that. But as far as like, just like with Janelle, she had the issue with, production and everybody else. And so it's good to see that it's not like a big blow up going on.
Right.
And I feel like when the time comes when Rose is ready to address this situation, she will. Whether she does it on social media or publicly is totally her business. Like, she does not have to. It is her business on what she chooses to do. But the question is not going to take away from the questions. So that's my part. Can't wait till next week. But I think that's it for this review. But you guys got any last minute things?
Yeah, no, I think that this is once again another great after show. Child, let's get ready, because next week, ooh lordy, do y'all feel like this is going to be a 2-part reunion?
Oh yeah, big time. We still got. We're so focused on the couples that we see now, we forget about the people who got eliminated. I want to see Fritz back on the reunion, see what he got to say. I want to see a couple of other people on the reunion, who got cut off early. I want to see what they got to say. I'm very hopeful.
Right, because I wonder if any of them maybe linked up after the show, like Ed and Deanna, because she said she had a better connection with him. Like, maybe they linked up afterwards. Like, so yeah, you're right about that. I would definitely want to see the rest of the ones that got eliminated early.
And also, you know, did those couples stick it out? You know what I'm saying? Did those couples really stick it out? So, I'm lost for words. I'm really excited about next week.
Same. Very, very excited. I mean, this is it's not celebratory season 10, but child, it's somewhat of an explosion happening for damn sure.
Well, seeing how that is it for this review, we thank y'all for stopping by and being here with us. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know whenever we post. Q will definitely have his channel up soon. But that's my brother Braylon Lee. It's my other brother Q. I'm your girl GD Man. We are out of here on this beautiful day. Y'all stay blessed, stay up, and have a great week.
Absolutely.
Later, y'all.
As always, we'll talk soon. Q, love you as well, brother. My Lord, what a after show we have had here. Sincerely, with this show, it really triggers a lot of people because you really do think about where you are in your life with love, what you're looking for, and have a mirror to see how it's going about, of how people are going about it, is quite a weight for sure. So with that being said, let's make it do what it do here. It's time for Daily Motivator. The thing does avails, and what is not said about it, Ralph Waldo Emerson. It is time for the Daily Motivator for Saturday, September 6th, 2025. Refocus regret rather. You can't go back in time and reverse a bad decision. Ooh, Rose, this is for you, child. What you can do is let it inspire you to make better choices going forward. Regret produces negative energy that only serves to bring you down. Yet you can come up with ways to transform that energy into a positive force. Feel the regret that lingers from your past, then refocus that feeling on the good you can do in the present and future. Turn your desire to change what previously happened into a powerful desire to make beneficial use of what's available, of what's now available to you. You've learned a great deal from all you've been through. In that wisdom is much potential value that you can reshape into tangible value. From your collections of time that's been wasted, create new time that's put into productive, meaningful use. By considering opportunities you squandered, seek to surpass them with fresh opportunity seeds. Regret happens, yet it never has to be the end of your story. You have much better things to do now, Ralph Morrison. Ooh, child. Well, let's talk about that refocused regret. Sincerely with Rose, I feel that this is not the end for Rose, nor is it the end for anybody from this season, because there will be a new season. Now, what determines if your season continues or ends is by how you respond, right? That's the first thing. The second thing about refocused regret is you learned a great deal from all you've been through, and that wisdom is much potential value that you can reshape into tangible value. Absolutely. Remember, anything that is tangible only comes from the hard work that you've done. And what you've been through is a tool. Don't ever let anybody tell you that your past is don't ever let anybody tell you that your past is the key that locks you up when you in control of how you move, right? So that's the second thing I'll tell you. And finally, the third thing is you have much better things to do now. I feel like for Rose and for everybody on Ready to Love and for anybody going through anything in life, just because the world is devolving doesn't mean that you have to match the world's energy. And I feel like sometimes people hold on to regret when it comes to what they've missed out on because they want to be a character in their story, when they don't realize the story can get better if you recognize that there's a new chapter. So with that being said, everybody, it is time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you weren't born special, because you were always born a blessing. And trust, you may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why is one thing to call yourself? It's another thing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. Or we have spent time with you. You have spent time with us. And hopefully by spending time together, we'll rise to be great together. Always remember, where you're doing radio, television, YouTube, live your best life, or just recognize, listen, in Philly, love can fly high like an eagle, but you also gotta learn your surroundings before you fly. Make sure the replay is not just for you to watch it, not just for you to listen to it, but for you want to experience it again. We love you, we value, we embrace you all. Always remember, on receive love, you gotta give it. On receive love, you gotta give it. On receive love, you gotta give it. Whatever obstacles you've overcome, whatever success you have achieved about this particular day, we're extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, y'all, whatever is going to happen next week, sincerely recognize that this episode is a moment in time. This is not their life. Give that love, grace, and space to them, because, child, we were all somebody yesterday. We're all somebody today. We're never going to be somebody tomorrow. One love, much love, all love. We feel the love and we send it right back to you. Good night, everybody. Love you all. Bye-bye.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you, and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success, and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you, and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success, and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now, they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that They've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you, and you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Are video games getting too expensive? This episode, we want to find some common ground because the CEOs want to raise the price even more.
Not with these broken ass games.
$5 million. That's how much San Andreas costs to make.
Is it their fault for selling or our fault for buying?
Corporations claim all this stuff. Devs say otherwise.
Sports gamers, cozy gamers, whatever you call the people who play Power Wash Simulator.
I think it stings a little bit more because I'm spending my actual money and my mom is not.
Imagine they get rid of all movie theaters and then charge you the same price to watch the same movie at home.
That's like every streaming service. It doesn't have to be the longest of games, but am I having fun with it? This is Lex. I'm Ronell. Let's get right into it.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content.
Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time. Child, Braylon been over there doing his thing, minding his GD business, staying out of trouble, trying to get the folks some positive stuff to talk about. Besides lying all the damn time.